Let's start with the first one being DoorDash Explain Yourself. This one is coming from, hang on, Chicken Bean Sprout.
Hi, DoorDash, you can count your fucking days. Because what do you mean that when we reported that our DoorDash drivers stole our food last week and we wanted a credit back for us, they've now made it to where we have to, on my husband's account, not mine, we have to give them a PIN when they hand us our food. So you're telling me that when we ordered food just now at 12:17 p.m. and he has to knock on our door instead of just leave it at the front door. We said, hey, this is our PIN, boop, boop, boop. And he said, okay, thanks. Took a picture of my husband and everything and left. And not a minute later came back and knocked on my motherfucking door at 12:20 p.m. Hi, PIN. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck?
Okay, Karen, you're being a little sassy there. It's 12:20 p.m., not a.m.
Yeah, right.
So I
Just
I
go
also
ahead.
sent a
What are your
post
initials?
saying that everyone's asking why they're requiring a PIN, like even if they didn't report it not delivered. If a certain merchant has a high volume of orders having issues, they will also require a PIN. Some customers like prefer it because it makes sure they get the food and they don't have you know, thrifty freaking neighbor. Let's say that.
Yeah, they're just trying to make sure that their neighbor doesn't go into the food or maybe a wild animal. God, I wish I added that clip into the stream now. Oh my God. Either way. Anyways, that's for another time. This time,
Crash
let's
Bandos, what?
no, actually, but close. Uh DoorDash pin equals potential fraud in the eyes of DoorDash. Just reality. You claim that you never received an order. They cannot 100% confirm that you didn't, and therefore you're on watch. That's just reality. They are working they are working with information that they seldom received, really. Like they don't really know exactly what happened. It's a he said she said situation, and they want a refund. And quite frankly, a lot of the fraud that takes place on these platforms is a customer receiving their order and then claiming the order never arrived, which not only affects the whether or not, if the customer is right and they didn't receive their order, that affects their ability to eat and potentially removes a bad dasher from the platform. But if they're committing fraud, a good dasher could be deactivated if it happened enough times where there's fraud taking place or something happens upon delivery, and they could be deactivated for that. And therefore they have to be cautious with that stuff, and that doesn't even account for the idea that the platform loses money. And it's just insane that
Yeah. So, PIN is originally an Uber thing, and it actually doesn't matter because I've gotten an order not delivered when I got the PIN from the customer directly. They still claim they didn't get it, and it went through. Of course, I immediately called support and raised hell, and I got them deactivated from their customer account. But yeah, they said it's like their sixth time doing that kind of crap. So, okay. But eventually they could create a new email to just go to another service. But it does dissuade it to a point because it's inconvenient for them. So, I still suggest that if you're on any of these platforms and you know a customer's being fraudulent, to immediately report it. And as far as this lady complaining about her PIN, well, that's on the dasher for a couple things. He should have known to grab it before he handed the food. Hey, I need your PIN real quick before I can hand you the food, even before you open the bag. And worst case, if you do forget for whatever reason, call. And oftentimes people have their voicemail set up. and it just says their number, and it's the last four of their number. It's the alternate key to most of these apps.
Or they actually put a name, and that's a different story in itself, or just like the first name. But the other thing is, this customer seems like a chronic complainer, in my opinion. And what
Oh,
if the guy just got the wrong pin? He does the whole photo thing, and then the system notifies him less than a minute later, as she said, by the way, you got a wrong pin. Can you re-put in the pin?
Also, DoorDash app is notoriously glitchy, and it crashes, especially if you're getting data throttled. You could put it in, and oh crap, I forgot that pin, and you're already back to your car. I could go knock back on the door. This customer's gonna be peeved off. But like we all know, like as dashers, that these apps can be very glitchy, especially DoorDash.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that.
It's not as bad as it used to be fair.
You know what? That's true. And I'm going to talk about this later on. We do need to acknowledge for a second that at least these platforms, to a certain degree, are at least fighting against fraud in their way, in a very DoorDash way, in a very UberEats way. They are fighting fraud. It's not 100% effective, and obviously they're just getting smarter the same way we're getting smarter, but still.
I think Walmart Spark's the worst one, where they say they support the driver, they're lying. They always believe the customer, and now like you can get violations to where if you don't feel comfortable with the situation and you don't like, they say, oh, you didn't attempt to deliver the order, that's also a violation on your account.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, I feel unsafe, I can't get a hold of anybody, whatever. No, too bad. But like if I just put a line through where they sign because they wouldn't answer their dang door, I had that happen. That's what got me deactivated off that platform. And because I stupidly listened to them, just call support and get them to manually do the prompts. Saying I still feel comfortable. I don't know if they still do it, but at least at the time they did. Because CYA, cover your A, because it can be very real that they really do that. And also I know a lot of Spark drivers, especially. I know Gary's coming out with an app where you can like mark bad customers or no tippers, and Middleton Technologies. But like a lot of them screenshot everything. Like, here's the customer's name, here's their address, here's the order ID, and you can go match it up with whatever the tip percentage, or if you just got a violation, you can kind of put two and two together. Spark drivers are way more meticulous than most food delivery drivers on that because it's such a big problem on that side. Like, that's the advice I gave one of my friends who does it. He still does it part-time, and he still follows that method, and it's been pretty true to him. He says he's only ever got one violation his whole time, and that was like before I told him this. Ever since I told him to cover his butt, nothing.
Yeah. It sounds like that one time was probably just human error or just a misunderstanding of some kind. Because, like, if you have an understanding of your customer base to that degree, and not just whatever the platinum allows you to know, like, that is a big deal. That is a huge difference.
Well, here's the thing: the customer he got that dinged him is a customer who dinged me. So he doesn't. What you can do is ask support to just be unassigned. You can also ask the curbside people, but have fun getting them to do it coherently, because I don't know. Like, some of them are very versed, some of them not so much, even less than support. If you get a support agent who's done it 100 times, they're gonna. But if not, just ask for tier 2, and you're probably gonna get someone from Arkansas from home office, and it's gonna be easy.
That's good. I love how she said it was a Dasher, not the DoorDash app. Go get your own food. Exactly. No tippers are very entitled. I don't know if she tipped or not. Like, that That's like that could very well be the case. I didn't even touch that. Like there was no mention of how much he tipped at all, and maybe that was the point, but
So,
it could have very well been a no tip customer or a very low tip customer.
yeah, I had this one lady who would I got her on UberEats, Spark, and Roadie. Roadie's obviously not tip, it's just base. But
Mhm.
for Walmart. And she would treat us like crap. I tip big. Da, 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 da. Why do you have to card me? Ah, I already put it in the app. I'm like, I still have to verify you.
Yeah,
Like, it's asking for me to scan an ID. I gotta do it. It's not that painful.
exactly.
Yeah.
Non-tippers like to complain an awful lot too. That is very true. I think that those are among the worst. And also, thank you for joining us, Gigwise. Thank you for joining us, Brandon Diaz.
Brandon.
Entitled are the worst of the worst. Cancel and move on. You
Yeah.
know, in my opinion, a lot of the times you'll weed most of them out through like not taking no tip customers or low tip
Even
customers,
then.
but you'll also like you're not going to notice that they're entitled until like you start moving your way through the order. Sometimes you'll see it when you pick up an or like you get an order and they immediately text you, or sometimes they'll
Or way
say
too late.
what?
Or way too late.
Yeah, or way too late. Or like you get to the drop off location and claim they gave you the wrong address, or
Ugh.
don't even get me started on that.
It's one thing if they accidentally put their work and then they're like, "Oh, I'm actually at my house right now." As long as it's somewhat in the same route, I'm a little forgiving. But
Mhm.
most of the time it's not that way. And as far as like entitled customers, like I had a $9 Dairy Queen.
Mhm.
Ended up being all base. So it's $8
All
base
base.
pay, $1 peak. And yeah. And they were immediately hounding me. Can you get this? Can you get that? Da, 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 da. It's like a bunch of sauces and extra crap they wanted. Oh, guess what? They charged for that. No, I'm sorry, I can't get that. And I
Mhm.
immediately got a 1 star after that. Thank God they fall off easily. Smart Karens do 2 or 3 because they don't
Yeah.
immediately fall off. I still have 2 3s stuck on my account. So, like, yeah, they're the ones who will immediately. That's why, like, how come a simple request you guys like freak out over it? Because it's a red flag for us. Because the most entitled customers who will give us problems start asking for that stuff.
Immediately too. They don't even like give it a chance to breathe. Like I remember doing a story and it was about this Pizza Hut order and they had it drop off to like a U-Haul not like a truck but like the truck yard, you know what I'm saying? And like they get there and the customer calls them immediately, like as soon as they arrive. It was like, I'm sorry, like without any tonality check, like in the most base tone, and rattled it off immediately. I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong address. My address is this, that. But you couldn't even at least pretend that you made a mistake. You're just gonna be so dead tone about it. She waited for the
So
timer to run out and just dropped it off there. Said, "Hey guys, here's your free pizza. Hope you enjoy." Didn't get a flag for it or anything.
yeah. What you got to do with that is call support saying, I'm not willing to go further. Here's the original drop off location. I'm willing to drop it here. Take the picture after the timer.
That's
Boom.
what you did.
Yeah. And if not, like I've had situations where a lot of people put the store. I'm guessing to save on delivery fees. It saves you a little money. And they'll just have the store address and here's the actual address, Bumfrick, Egypt. So I'm like, okay. Because, like, well, it's not uncommon for me to drop off to the same plaza or the plaza across from it. So,
Mhm.
like, I don't think anything of it. If I see $6 and it's going right by it, cool. I'm just dropping off to somebody at their job. I've had literally somebody who couldn't get away from their job who worked across from the dang subway.
Okay,
Like,
but that makes sense to me, though. Like, that's not
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
entitled
But-
customer. That is a legitimate customer needing to adapt.
But oftentimes, especially the merchant-based ones, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a glitch in their app sometimes, I'll accept one for like $6 or $7, whatever.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm 12 miles away. There's several other locations that are on DoorDash much closer to you. Why are you like, I'm in Evans Mills? Why are you there? And they're like, well, it wouldn't let me set the address right, so I had to set it. I just copy and pasted the store address. You didn't notice it said Evans Mills, not Watertown or whatever location you're closest to. No.
No,
So,
no, not having it.
So oftentimes what I'll do in that case is like I'll just get a hold of support because I've already picked it up.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, this is the original location. Timer's running. They were like, what do you want me to do? Either they'll have me take a picture and just drop it off and I get a free sub, or they'll just outright cancel the order. And I also get a free sub. So half the
Mm,
time it's something I don't like, though. So I end up just giving it away. Like,
every time. For
I give
me,
it away to
every
one of the
time.
gate guards. I'm like, hey, you like sweet onion chicken teriyaki? Because I don't like it. Yeah, bro. Cool. Here you go. Have it.
So funny. I remember this lady on IC said I didn't deliver some of the items. The 6-pack of beer I had to ID her for being one of those items, so I called, didn't deliver.
Yeah, I've seen that multiple times. Like, they'll say they didn't get the liquor that you had to card them for.
Mm-hmm.
I see that all the time on, like, someone will be doing a reel, or usually it's just a post on one of the Instacart groups. It's like, I had to literally card you for it. What do you mean you didn't get it?
It's amazing how much thought isn't put into some of these violations.
Yeah. And most of the time it's their only item. It's their only alcohol item. It's like, okay, it's not like I went to Total Wine in whatever states they are in and went and shopped for many items, like 6 or more. No, it's one singular item and you said you didn't get it. Or maybe it's one of two and it's obviously the expensive one they picked. Oh, I have a little cheap $5 thing of Fireball, but that $40 cognac, or that $40, I almost said cognac. That's $40 of freaking Jack. No. I didn't get that.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is, though. And the app you were talking about, Middleton Text, is the Yak app.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've seen a couple of people on Facebook saying about it. Nice. So, just info for you guys.
Yup. Thank you for joining us. Budsoda, you are due for another haircut. Come on, stud muffin.
I got a shower. I didn't comb it or anything like special because I'm going straight to bed after this because I've gotten less than 5 hours of sleep.
I don't blame you. I delivered
I've done that.
sushi to a trucker while he was backed up to a dock waiting to get unloaded. I've delivered to a few truckers, never in dock, surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
It's always like in a yard or something, but never in dock. That's
they're usually maxed out on their time. They're usually pretty chill. I've grocery shopped for a few of those guys. Like, some of them like to grill, and I go to Aldi or whatever. And Instacart, I go to the nicer grocery store like Hannaford. It's like your Publix, and like go get them like actual meat, like steak, chicken, pork, like, because I'm sorry, Aldi's, like, if it's not pork or chicken, you're not getting much. I know, I don't care for their steak. Usually support will tell you to drop off the address on the app. They will pay more to go to the new address. Yeah, getting them to do that is hard, and if they do, they'll be like, oh, here, $2, go 12 miles? Nah, I'm good, thanks.
On Uber, they'll do it $2, but for DoorDash, they usually give an additional half pay, no? Or did they stop doing that?
I haven't got the additional half pay since like 2021.
Okay,
So
so maybe they just stopped doing that.
yeah, they're usually like $1 to $3.
I unassigned an order as unsafe because they wanted 10 bags of cat litter, 42 pounds bags. I'm not doing a 420-pound order in my car for $25 because nope. I got half pay for arriving at the store though. Well,
So
that's
is that you
interesting.
couldn't see the items ahead of time, or because some of the
I
merchant
feel
orders
like
you
if
can't
you're
see?
going to a pet store, you kind of assume at this point that that's the kind of content you're going to end up with
Yeah,
in your vehicle. No, like, am I the only
yeah.
one that thinks that way? Like, that's
I
why
did.
I would order from a pet store.
Oh
Otherwise,
yeah,
I would just go
I've gotten
myself.
the crazy cat lady order. Trust me, I've gotten those orders. It's hell, but it's doable. I had one where she ordered 9 bags of whatever dog food were on special. It was like a crazy amount. Like I had to strap it up to the roof. It was so bad.
Uh,
Like I did a lot of PetSmart and Petco when I was over in Pittsburgh. Like it was actually great. I loved it because half the time you were in a PetSmart, you're on a roadie. Turn on DoorDash, there's usually a very easy shop and pay for like 1 bag of dog food or cat food. That's paying $15 for a direction you're going anyway. Because it's
mhm.
like it might be 10, 12 miles out, but you're already going that way. Who cares?
All right. Pretty much. I'm gonna quickly read off something and then bring up the last like the next like frame here. Cruise and Dasher, thank you for joining us. DoorDash said 250 pounds is the limit on what they think a driver can do safely. I mean, I don't think they really know what a just because they think that's the limit on what they think a driver could do safely, that doesn't mean they won't put you in that position. I
No,
am
no, I saw one. It was 3 toilets from Lowe's for $12.
Yeah, like I said, they're not thinking they just because they think it's unsafe, that doesn't mean they won't like force you to try to force you to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Like that, they'll
What?
manipulate the crap out of you or make it really
Yeah.
hard for you to say
So,
no.
so a lot of them are retail pickups, and you can't like it'll say one package, and it's not really, and it could be like the 10, 45 pound bags of or 45 pound. Well, not that bags, but like those little tidy cats crates. Like the 45 pound one's a heavy one, like the cheapest one of theirs, and it's so godly heavy. And I've definitely gotten the crazy cat lady order. I don't personally mind it. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe, you faded out. I don't personally mind those orders because it's usually something that nobody wants and is paying halfway decent. $25, I would have done it and sucked it up. 400 pounds is not much. That's 2 freaking passengers in your back seat.
Some some people are okay with it. Some people aren't. Especially
Yeah.
I have found I've gotten a lot of complaints from people who are just older and therefore they can't physically handle the weight of those items. But in my mind, you don't go to a place like Petco or
They're
Lowe's
flipping.
and pick up those heavy
Yeah.
items. Like then just decline the order. If it's a convenience store and it kind of gets thrown on you, I get it, but still.
Yeah, I've literally picked up cat litter from 7-Eleven before, and it sucks. It's like
Yeah.
25 pounds you didn't expect in here. They want a case of water, they want a couple cases of soda, and a bunch of 2 liters and stuff that takes multiple trips. Like that's the part I hate. I don't mind the weight. I just hate the multiple trips for very little pay. Like here's $6, if that, because it's always the cheapest of the cheap they're buying. Oh
Okay.
no, no,
No,
no!
we're
I would
not
never do that,
discussing.
Brandon. I
Okay.
would never do that. I don't like rideshare to begin with, and I got accused of falsely doing it and had my insurance policy canceled because of it. That was not fun.
How do you even get I don't even want to know.
So someone figured out which insurance company I had, maybe overheard me at one time. I think it was a fellow dasher because obviously someone who overhears conversations, someone who's probably trying to get one up on me because they get jealous of what I do when they're not willing to do what I do. Like 450 pounds of cat litter, they aren't willing to do that. I am. Like I go pick up roadies, it'd be half a pallet of wood pellets. I'd spread it all throughout the car, as much in the front as possible, and then split between the trunk and the back
Yeah,
seat.
you're basically breaking down a pallet at that point.
Yeah, it's half a pallet. That's 1,000 pounds in. 2,000 pounds is a full pallet. So like 1,000 I can do. So I'm putting 3 to 4 in the front as much as possible, and then splitting like 600 or 700 between the trunk and the back seat. And it's doable, but I don't recommend you doing it a lot, only if it's paying really well, and preferably not going over a bunch of dips and roads. But if it's wintertime, when you are doing that, you're probably going to have that. I recommend doing it on a very sparingly basis. I did it because it was going the direction I wanted. Going home, and it was paying like $80.
That's exactly who it's for, right?
And they're like, I was expecting a big pickup truck. You got your car, bro? Like the guy was helping me, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Just grab it out of the trunk. I got the rest.
So funny.